The Strait of Hormuz, the world's most critical oil choke point, is once again at the center of rising global tension. This week, Russia, China, and Iran launched joint naval drills in these narrow waters, and the timing could not be more explosive. Here's what's happening and why it matters far beyond the Middle East. Around February 16th and 17th, 2026, the three nations began large-scale naval exercises called Maritime Security Belt 2026. Warships are involved, destroyers, frigates, support vessels. There are live fire drills and coordination maneuvers designed to test combat readiness. This marks the 8th such trilateral exercise since 2019, but this time, the geopolitical backdrop makes it different. Because these drills are unfolding amid heightened U.S. Iran tensions and during delicate nuclear negotiations in Geneva. Iranian media is framing the exercises as proof of an unbreakable alliance. Russian officials have called them relevant and timely. And notably, Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps is conducting separate drills at the same time, temporarily closing sections of the strait. That's significant because the Strait of Hormuz is not just another waterway. It is the sole maritime exit from the Persian Gulf to the Arabian Sea. At its narrowest point, just 33 kilometers wide. Through this narrow corridor passes roughly 20 to 30% of the world's oil supply, around 20 million barrels per day. About 20% of global liquefied natural gas also moves through here. 80% of those energy shipments go to Asia, to countries like China, India, Japan, and South Korea. Any disruption here means higher oil prices, higher shipping costs, and potentially global economic shockwaves. The United States has responded swiftly. Washington deployed dual carrier strike groups to the region, including the USS Abraham Lincoln. This is no coincidence. The drills are being widely interpreted as a signal to the United States, a message of deterrence. Because these maneuvers are happening precisely as indirect U.S.-Iran nuclear talks in Geneva are concluding, with reported progress on guiding principles, but major gaps still unresolved. The sticking points remain uranium enrichment levels, sanctions relief, and verification mechanisms. And U.S. leadership has warned of tough consequences if diplomacy fails. So by positioning naval assets near U.S. forces, Iran, backed by Russia and China, is sending a calculated message. Any strike on Iran could trigger a broader, coordinated response, and that response could disrupt global energy flows. Israeli media, meanwhile, reports that the nuclear talks may be reaching a deadlock. There are concerns in Israel that Washington might accept a narrow nuclear deal while leaving Iran's ballistic missile program untouched. Iran is estimated to possess between 1,800 and 2,000 ballistic missiles. Tehran considers that program non-negotiable, and with Russian and Chinese naval backing visible in the region, Iran may feel less pressure to compromise. That dynamic shifts leverage, at least symbolically, away from Washington. But there's an even larger picture here. Russia and China are not just supporting Iran, they are inserting themselves deeper into a confrontation with the United States. Both nations face their own tensions with Washington over Ukraine, Taiwan, and broader strategic competition. By joining Iran in the Strait of Hormuz, they project a multipolar challenge to U.S. dominance. They protect their energy interests. And they test alliance cohesion in one of the world's most volatile flashpoints. So what we are seeing is more than naval exercises. It is strategic signaling, it is deterrence messaging, and it is power projection in a choke point that fuels the global economy. Diplomacy is still alive, but it is unfolding under the shadow of warships. And in the narrow waters of the Strait of Hormuz, even a small miscalculation could have global consequences. The question now is whether these drills are merely pressure tactics or the opening move in a far more dangerous chapter.
Subscribe to One India and never miss an update. Download the One India app now.